Good morning to everybody. Last class we have already discussed about the dot product of vector quantity, that is vector product of vector product, which is two types, scalar product and vector product, that is also known as dot product and cross product. We have already discussed about dot product and its properties, and there is another last properties, how we will find the angle between two vectors using dot product. Angle between two vectors using dot product. We know A dot B equal to modulus A modulus B cos theta. Modulus A is magnitude of vector A, modulus B is magnitude of vector B. Implied cos theta equal to A dot B by modulus A modulus B. Modulus A modulus B. Then angle theta equal to cos inverse A dot B by modulus A modulus B. This is the formula to find the angle between two vectors. So we have to find out the dot product between two vectors, then individually we have to find out the magnitude of vector A and the magnitude of vector B. Then we have to put the values in this formula, then we can get the angle between two vectors. So now we will consider an example how we will find angle between two vectors. Suppose question given, if vector A equal to I cap plus j cap plus k cap and vector B equal to minus I cap minus j cap minus k cap, then find angle between vector A and vector B. Angle between vector A and vector B. This is the question. So now we will solve, we will find out the angle between vector A and vector B. So initially we have to find out A dot B, then we will find magnitude of vector A and magnitude of vector B, then we can find the angle between two vectors. So solution, given vector A equal to I cap plus j cap plus k cap, vector B equal to minus I cap minus j cap and minus k cap. Now modulus A equal to coefficient of I cap is 1, so square of 1. Similarly coefficient of j cap 1 and coefficient of k cap 1, so 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is root 3 units. This is the magnitude of vector A. Then find the modulus of vector B. Similarly here coefficient of I cap is minus 1 square, j cap is minus 1. Similarly coefficient of k cap is also minus 1. So here also 1 plus 1 plus 1 equal to root 3 units. Now we have to find out the dot product between vector A and vector B, and the formula is already discussed in the last class. And A dot B, coefficient of I cap is 1, coefficient of here I cap is minus 1 for vector B. Similarly coefficient of j cap for vector A 1 and for vector B minus 1, and for k cap for vector A 1 and for vector B minus 1. So this is minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, so finally minus 3 is the dot product between vector A and vector B. Now we will use the formula which is already derived to find out the angle between two vectors, theta equal to cos inverse A dot B by modulus A modulus B. Now substitute the required values in the above formula. A dot B minus 3 modulus A root 3 modulus B root 3 implied theta equal to cos inverse minus 3 by 3, that is cos inverse minus 1, and value of cosine function minus 1 is 180 degree. Cos 180 degree is minus 1. So this is the answer. Angle between vector A and vector B is 180 degree. So you can find the angle between two vectors in this process. Then we will also consider, we will take another example, very simple example, to find out the angle between two vectors using dot product. Another question: if A equal to 3j cap and vector B equal to 5k cap, then find angle between vector A and vector B. Vector A and vector B. This is the question. In similar process, we can find the angle between vector A and vector B. Given vector A equal to 3j cap, vector B equal to 5k cap. In vector A there is no x component and z component. In vector B there are no x component and y component, only z component. Now modulus A equal to coefficient of I cap 0 square, coefficient of j cap is 3 square, coefficient of k cap is 0. So this is 0 plus 9 plus 0, that is 3. Similarly, vector B, coefficient of I cap 0 square, coefficient of j cap 0 square, coefficient of k cap 5 square, take root over, this is 25, then finally 5, 3 units and 5 units. These are modulus of vector A and vector B. Now we have to find out the A dot B, dot product between vector A and vector B. So here coefficient of I cap is 0, here also for B also 0. Here coefficient of j cap is 3, but here coefficient of j cap is 0. Here for vector A coefficient of k cap is 0, but here 5. So finally 0, 0, 0. So dot product is A dot B. Now you put these values in the formula, theta equal to cos inverse A dot B by modulus A modulus B, that is 0 by 3.5 cos inverse 0. So cos 90 is 90, cos 90 degree is 0, hence implied theta equal to 90 degree. So angle between vector A and vector B is 90 degree. You can also see here vector A is j cap, that means it is y axis, vector B is 5k cap, that is z axis. Since y axis and z axis are orthogonal to each other, that means perpendicular to each other, so angle between them is also 90 degree, and our answer is also 90 degree. So this is angle between two vectors, and these are all about scalar product of two vectors, which is known as dot product. Today we will discuss about another product, that is vector product or cross product, which is very important and very much useful. Vector product or cross product. Vector product or cross product. I have already discussed that if you will put dot symbol, then you will get a scalar quantity. If you will put cross symbol, you will get a vector quantity. So since you are getting a vector quantity, the very important factor is direction. So if you will put cross symbol, that is vector product, you will get a vector quantity, new vector. Suppose vector A cross vector B, you will get another vector, that is vector C, which has both magnitude as well as direction. So now you take two vectors, vector A and this is vector B, and this is angle between them, theta. Theta is angle between two vectors. So here we have to find out A cross B, A cross B, A cross B. So formula is modulus A modulus B sin theta dot n cap. This is the formula of cross product. In dot product, modulus A modulus B, and you have to find out the cosine value of angle between the two vectors. But here you have to find out the sine value of the angle between two vectors. Dot n cap. N cap is the unit vector. Modulus A scalar quantity, modulus B scalar quantity, value of sine also scalar quantity. So when you will multiply scalar into scalar, you will get a scalar quantity into a vector quantity. Scalar quantity into a vector quantity, you will get a new vector. So here a symbol is taken as n cap. So the role of n cap is very important, because vector A cross vector B, in cross product you will get another new vector, and that vector has both magnitude as well as direction. Multiplying my modulus of vector A, modulus of vector B and sine value, you will get magnitude, but direction will show this unit vector n cap. So direction is where the direction of n cap, that is the direction of the new vector. So you can also write here AB sin theta n cap. So A cross B equal to AB sin theta n cap. But now question is, how you will find the magnitude? So A cross B modulus equal to AB sin theta, here modulus of n cap. N cap is unit vector whose magnitude is 1. So A cross B modulus equal to AB sin theta. So you can just remember the formula as A cross B equal to modulus A modulus B sin theta n cap, or A cross B modulus equal to AB sin theta. This is the magnitude of cross product. So why this is scalar quantity, but actually if you will put cross product, you will get a vector quantity. So now the very important factor is A cross B will give another new vector. So how we will find out the direction of new vector? So there are two rules. One is right hand thumb rule. One is right hand thumb rule. You just mark these four fingers are in anti-clockwise direction. These four fingers are in anti-clockwise direction. That means thumb is showing the direction of new vector. If A cross B is in anti-clockwise direction, then thumb is in upward direction. So direction of new vector is in upward direction. If these four fingers are in clockwise direction, then thumb is downward direction. So this is known as right hand thumb rule. Then another is right hand screw rule. You just place a screw at this point and you just rotate in clockwise direction. The screw will move into the blackboard. So that is the direction of new vector. If you will rotate the screw in anti-clockwise direction, then the screw will come out of the blackboard. So this is the direction of new vector. So in clockwise direction of new vector is into the blackboard, and if you will make anti-clockwise, rotate the screw, then it will out from the blackboard. So there are two rules to find out the direction of new vector. They are right hand thumb rules and right hand screw rules. There are two rules to find the direction of new vector in cross product. One is right hand thumb rule, another is right hand screw rule. So now we will discuss about the various properties of cross product, but how the direction is represented in the figure, you just mark it, then we will discuss about the properties. If you will move from A to B, that is anti-clockwise direction, that means here there is a screw, the screw will move out of the blackboard. So that is seen in the upward direction. Since it is anti-clockwise direction, here symbol is also anti-clockwise direction, that is A cross B, here n cap. This n cap is showing the direction of new vector. So A cross B, direction is in upward direction. If we will move B cross A, that is clockwise direction, that means the screw will move into the blackboard, that is opposite to the A cross B. This is clockwise, B cross A, this is minus n cap. So A cross B is in upward direction, B cross A is in downward direction. That means here you will get a vector and here you will get another vector. These two vectors are not equal. Hence A cross B is not commutative to B cross A due to direction. Magnitude will remain same, but direction will vary. That means in opposite direction. So A cross B is not equal to B cross A. That is also a property. So first property of vector quantity, cross product is not commutative, but dot product is commutative. Cross product is not commutative. So A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Proof. LHS A cross B equal to modulus A modulus B sin theta n cap. Just you interchange the place of modulus A modulus B, because modulus means only magnitude. Suppose magnitude of vector A is 2 and magnitude of vector is 3. 2 into 3 6. If we interchange it their places, 3 into 2, that will also give the same result 6. So there is no change of value. So modulus A modulus B sin theta, that is modulus B modulus A sin theta. But when you will change the direction of n cap, that is negative vector, so minus n cap. So here minus modulus B modulus A sin theta n cap. Here you see A cross B equal to modulus A modulus B sin theta n cap. So modulus B modulus A sin theta n cap equal to B cross A. B cross A. So A cross B is equal to minus of B cross A. Therefore A cross B not equal to B cross A. Proved. So A cross B is equal to minus of B cross A, not equal to B cross A, minus of B cross A. So if A cross B is upward direction, B cross A will make downward direction. If A cross B is towards east, then B cross A is towards west. If A cross B is towards north, then B cross A will be towards south. Hence A cross B is not equal to B cross A. Then second properties, we will discuss about second properties, cross product between two equal vectors. Equal vector. So equal vector means vectors having same magnitude, same direction. So angle between them is 0. Angle between them is 0. So now A cross B equal to modulus A modulus B sin 0 n cap, sin 0 n cap. Value of sin 0 is 0, so this is 0 dot n cap. It will give null vector. Since cross product between two vector will give another vector quantity, here 0 into n cap, this is scalar quantity, this is vector quantity. If you will multiply scalar to vector, you will get another vector. Here this is null vector. So A cross B modulus equal to 0. But in case of dot product exists, but in cross product for equal vector vanishes. Now we will discuss about parallel vectors. Vector A, vector B. Same thing in case of parallel vector, magnitude may be same or may not be same. If magnitude are same, then it is the case of equal vector, but here magnitudes are different but direction same, so angle between them 0. Therefore same case, A cross B equal to modulus A modulus B sin 0 degree n cap. This is null vector, so A cross B modulus equal to 0. Magnitude of null vector is 0, but null vector has direction which is arbitrary. Then come to anti-parallel vector. Anti-parallel means magnitude may be same, may not be same, but direction should be opposite. Therefore A cross B equal to modulus A modulus B sin 180 n cap. Value of sin 180 is also 0 degree, 0 there. So 0 dot n cap equal to also null vector. And finally A cross B modulus equal to modulus of null vector, that is also 0. So in case of equal vector A cross B value vanishes, in parallel vector value vanishes, and in anti-parallel case also value vanishes, because value of sin 0, value of 180 is 0 degree. Now we will discuss about perpendicular vector. Perpendicular vector. Both vector A and vector B are perpendicular to each other, so angle between them is 90 degree. Now A cross B equal to modulus A modulus B sin 90 n cap. modulus A, modulus B, value of sin 90 is 1. So here 1 dot n cap. Finally modulus A, modulus B, n cap. This is the value of cross product between two vectors A and B when they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now if we will find the modulus of A cross B, then this is AB, because modulus A, modulus B are both scalar quantities, and modulus of n cap. Since n cap is unit vector, its magnitude is 1. Therefore A cross B modulus equal to AB. That means in case of perpendicular vector, dot product vanishes, but in case of cross product, value exists. So this is the basic difference between dot product and cross product in case of perpendicular vector. Properties, that is orthogonal unit vectors. There are triads, 3 unit vectors, orthogonal unit vectors. Orthogonal unit vectors. Here you see 3 axes, 3 orthogonal axes, OX, OY, OZ. Along x axis, unit vector is I cap. Along y axis, unit vector is j cap. Along z axis, unit vector is k cap. So I cap, j cap, k cap are 3 orthogonal unit vectors. Now we will find out 2 equal unit vectors, I cap cross I cap. That means they are in same direction, angle between them is 0 degree. In similar way, as the formula is A cross B equal to modulus A, modulus B sin theta n cap. So modulus of I cap sin 0 degree dot n cap. Modulus magnitude of unit vector I cap is 1 sin 0 0 n cap. So that will give 0 dot n cap equal to null vector. Implied I cap modulus equal to magnitude of null vector, that is 0. And in general we can tell I cap cross I cap equal to 0. So value does not exist in case of equal orthogonal unit vectors. Similarly, j cap cross j cap equal to k cap cross k cap equal to 0. So for equal orthogonal unit vectors, value is 0. Now we will see and find the values of I cap cross j cap. If you will take 2 unit vectors, both are mutually perpendicular to each other, then we will see what is the value of I cap cross j cap. You just find the magnitude of vector I cap, then magnitude of vector j cap, and angle between vector I cap and j cap is 90 degree since they are perpendicular to each other. So sin 90 n cap. Here modulus is 1, magnitude of j cap is also unit vector, modulus is 1, sin 90 1 and n cap. So finally n cap. Implied I cap cross j cap equal to n cap. So this is not the final answer. I cap cross j cap equal to n cap. So n cap is indicating cross product between 2 unit vector is another new unit vector. So that unit vector represents n cap. So we have to find out the new unit vector. So here you mark it, I cap cross j cap means anti-clockwise direction. I cap cross j cap, that means we will start from x axis and we will reach at y axis, that is anti-clockwise direction. Actually z axis is in this position since it is 3 dimension, and this z axis we cannot draw in the space. So this is the z axis. Actually this angle is also 90 degree, this angle is also 90 degree. So here you see I cap cross j cap means it is in anti-clockwise direction. Here there is a screw, and if we will rotate the screw in anti-clockwise direction, it will move outward from the blackboard. that means this is z axis, this is z axis, and along z axis the unit vector is k cap. So answer will be k cap. Therefore I cap cross j cap equal to k cap. So cross product between orthogonal unit vectors is very important. I cap cross j cap equal to k cap. Then we will find out j cap cross I cap. In first properties we have discussed that cross product is not commutative, but dot product is commutative. A dot b equal to b dot a. So here I cap cross j cap equal to k cap. Then j cap cross I cap means we will start from y axis to x axis, that is clockwise direction. So if the screw will rotate in clockwise direction, it will move into the blackboard, but that is also z axis. This is also z axis, that is z axis. Directions are opposite. So if in this way unit vector is k cap inside into the blackboard, unit vector is k cap but in opposite direction. So that will give minus k cap. Hence, since cross product is not commutative, I cap cross j cap is not equal to j cap cross I cap. It will give k cap, it will give minus k cap. Similarly, j cap cross k cap equal to I cap, k cap cross j cap equal to minus I cap, and k cap cross I cap equal to j cap, I cap cross k cap equal to minus j cap. So here you mark I cap cross j cap k cap, j cap cross k cap I cap, k cap cross I cap j cap. If you will move in same order, then it will give positive symbol. If you will move in opposite order, then the values are negative. So there is a formula to remember the values of orthogonal unit vectors, two different orthogonal unit vectors. There is a cycle. You just remember this figure, then you can find the values of two different orthogonal, cross product between two different orthogonal unit vectors. Suppose I cap, j cap, k cap, and you are moving in the clockwise direction. That means I cap cross j cap, it will give plus k cap, j cap cross k cap, it will give plus I cap, k cap cross I cap, it will give plus j cap. So you have to move in clockwise direction, you cannot move in anti-clockwise direction in this figure. So this is positive, you will get the positive value. If you move in anti-clockwise direction, I cap, j cap, k cap, this is anti-clockwise direction. That means you start from any point. Suppose you start from k cap cross j cap, you will get minus I cap, j cap cross I cap, you will get minus k cap, I cap cross k cap, you will get minus j cap. You cannot move in clockwise direction, you have to move in anti-clockwise direction. So you have to remember this cyclic formula, then you can find out the value of cross product between any two orthogonal unit vectors. Now we will find out the cross product between two vectors in terms of rectangular component. rectangular component. Let vector A equal to ax I cap, ay j cap, az k cap. Vector B equal to bx I cap, by j cap, bz k cap. Now we have to find out the cross product between vector A and B, A cross B, in terms of rectangular components. These ax, ay, az are known as rectangular components of vector A along x axis, y axis, z axis respectively. Similarly, bx, by, bz are rectangular components of vector B along x axis, y axis, z axis respectively. So, to find this cross product between two vectors, there is a formula that is known as determinants, which will be discussed detail in mathematics. There is a very simple way and simple method to find out the cross product between vector A and vector B using the determinant method. We will adopt this method. So, how we will find out the cross product? First you take I cap, j cap, k cap, then ax, ay, az, bx, by, bz. This is the determinant. You will know details about determinant in mathematics. I cap, j cap, k cap. This is first row, this is second row, this is third row. This is first column, this is second column, this is third column. So, it and symbol of determinant, this bar, and it is a determinant of order 3 cross 3 order. Since there are 3 rows and 3 columns, it is the order of this determinant is 3 cross 3. So, always this is plus, minus, plus. This first I cap is always positive, j cap always negative, k cap always positive, plus, minus, plus. So, now we have to break this determinant, then we can find out A cross B. Implied A cross B equal to I cap. You just remove first row and first column. Both are connected to I cap. That means they are left for 4 terms ay, az, by, bz. Then how you will break it? Ay, bz minus by, az. Ay, bz minus by, az. Now over I cap, then come to j cap. Here you mark, in case of j cap, first row is connected to j cap, second column is connected to j cap. So, you just remove first row and second column. So, you will get 4 terms ax, az, bx, bz. Similarly, ax, bz minus dx, az plus k cap. You just mark first row is connected to k cap, third column is connected to k cap. You just remove it. Then there are 4 terms ax, ay, bx, by. Ax, by minus bx, ay. So, now we have find out the values of determinants. So, A cross B equal to I cap, ay, bz, by, az minus j cap ax, bz minus bx, az and k cap ax, by minus bx, ay. So, this is also a vector, new vectors represented in terms of orthogonal unit vectors I cap, j cap, k cap. So, if we will find out the magnitude of vector A cross B, then A cross B modulus, A cross B modulus equal to coefficient of I cap is ay, bz minus by, az make square plus here coefficient of j cap is minus of this much. So I am writing this term first, bx az minus ax bz square plus ax by minus bx ay square, then find the root over. This is the modulus of A cross B, cross product between two vectors. So A cross B will give a new vector, that is this vector, and see its magnitude is this. This is the formula of modulus or magnitude of A cross B. So now we will take a simple example how we will find out the magnitude of cross product between two vectors. If vector A equal to I cap plus j cap and vector B equal to j cap plus k cap, then find A cross B modulus. Solution: given vector A equal to I cap plus j cap, vector B equal to j cap plus k cap. Now you make the determinant A cross B I cap, j cap, k cap. For vector A, coefficient of I cap is 1, coefficient of j cap is 1, there is no z component, so value is 0. Similarly for vector B, there is no x component, so value is 0, coefficient of j cap is 1, coefficient of k cap is 1. This is the determinant, plus minus plus. Now we have to break the determinant. Similarly, you just first I cap, so first row, first column, so 1 into 1 minus 1 into 0, 1 minus 0. Then j cap, first row, second column, so 1 into 1, 1, 0 into 0, 0. Then k cap, first row, third column, so 1 minus 0. This is I cap minus j cap plus k cap. So A cross B, you will get new vector I cap minus j cap plus k cap. Then find modulus, magnitude of A cross B. Coefficient of I cap 1 square, coefficient of j cap minus 1 square, coefficient of k cap 1 square, root over. That is 1 plus 1 plus 1. This will give root 3. This is the answer of A cross B modulus. So in this way we can find out the values of cross product in terms of rectangular component. Now we will see the another properties and we can find out the area of geometrical figure, that is area of parallelogram. Area of parallelogram. You just mark it. This is vector A, this is vector B, given angle between them is theta. Then question is to find out the area of the parallelogram. So you just draw the parallelogram. This is the parallelogram. Suppose O, P, Q, R. So area of parallelogram is base into height. This is the height. Suppose RS is the perpendicular and this is 90 degree. Now area of parallelogram, equal to base into height. Base is OP, height is RS, perpendicular height is RS. OP is vector A given, but we don't know the value of RS, the perpendicular drawn. So we have to find out the value of RS. So therefore, now in triangle OSR, that is a right angle triangle, OSR, sin theta equal to P by H, RS by OR, this is RS by vector B, implied RS equal to vector B sin theta. So now the value of RS was unknown and it has already find out RS equal to B sin theta. So base is OP, that is vector A, and height, that is RS, whose value is B sin theta. Therefore area of parallelogram equal to OP vector A, that is modulus vector A, and this is modulus B sin theta. This is AB sin theta, which is equal to A cross B modulus. So area of parallelogram formula is A cross B modulus. So when you will find out the magnitude of cross product between two vectors, that means it is indirectly giving the area of parallelogram. So if vector A is given, vector B is given, then you just find out A cross B, then find out the modulus magnitude, that will give the area of parallelogram. So area of parallelogram equal to A cross B modulus. Now similarly we can find out the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle, equal to half base into height. Suppose this is the triangle and two sides are given, vector P, vector Q, and this is the perpendicular height, this is angle between two vectors theta. Now we have to find out the triangle OAB equal to half base is OA, height is BC. Base OA given, vector P, but we have to find out the values of height BC. Now in triangle OCB, right angle triangle OCB, sin theta equal to BC by OB, that is BC by vector Q, implied BC equal to Q sin theta. So this is the value of height BC. So now put the values of OA and BC in this formula. Therefore area of triangle equal to half into magnitude of vector A and Q sin theta, magnitude of vector P, not A, vector P, and it will give half PQ sin theta, and it will give half A cross B modulus magnitude, or A cross B magnitude by 2. This is the area of triangle A cross B by 2. since parallelogram is two similar triangles, so area of parallelogram is A cross B modulus. Definitely area of triangle will be A cross B by 2, since parallelogram is two similar triangles. Then you just take an example. If vector A equal to I cap plus j cap minus k cap and vector B equal to 3i cap represent two sides of a parallelogram, then find the area. Solution: given vector A equal to k cap and 3i cap. Now area of parallelogram equal to A cross B modulus. So A cross B equal to 1 1 minus 1 1 0 0. So you have to find out A cross B first, then we will find out the magnitude. I cap 0 minus 0, 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1. So you solve it. 0, this is j cap, this is minus k cap, finally j cap minus k cap. Okay, then find the modulus of A cross B. It will give the area of parallelogram. Implied A cross B equal to, here you mark coefficient of I cap is 0, 0 square, plus coefficient of j cap is 1, coefficient of k cap is minus 1, 0 plus 1 plus 1 root over, this is root 2 units. In this way you can find the area of parallelogram and also in area of triangle. Okay, that's all we will discuss in next class.